Yo, okay, look, check this out. This bit is called grand jury. So the reason why I'm going down the grand jury bit right now is because that I was reading on the Telegram, and then there was a article that was posted about the grand jury and blah blah blah, whatever. I just wanted to know more about the grand jury, so I had to hop online, and then I had to figure out, well, what exactly is the grand jury and what its purposes and things like that. So then, look, check this out. This right here is the San Diego, County, because that's where I am right now. I'm on the land in San Diego, right? But look at what the grand jury does. It investigates the operations of governmental programs of the county, cities, and special districts, right? This is what the mission statement is, representing the citizens of San Diego County by investigating, evaluating, and reporting on the actions of local government and special districts. That's a big deal, man. That is a big deal, right? So this grand jury has a lot of responsibility right here, right? Listen to the vision statement: enhancing our community by creating a collaborative, cooperative. Who's calling me? Dismiss. I don't know why that's coming through. Yeah, but anyways, enhancing our community by creating a collaborative, cooperative environment leading to improved performance of public agencies within San Diego County, right? That is a huge vision too, right? So they have to do a lot with the government, right? So check this out. Look at the purpose right here. So the purpose, right? So the grand jury is a body of 19 citizens. Okay, got it good, right? And then they're sworn to investigate county matters of civil concern. Huge responsibility. Huge responsibility. Check this out. Grand jury, here, let's highlight this one. Grand jury duties, powers and responsibilities, qualifications, and selection process are outlined in the California Penal Code. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Okay, so check out the duties, right? So they review and evaluate procedures, methods, and systems, big deal, utilized by government to determine whether they can be made more efficient and effective. All right? You see that right there? The duties and the responsibilities of the grand jury right here. Look at this. Why is this all highlighting? Right? Check this out. Right here. Right? The duties and powers. The grand jury reviews and evaluates procedures. Okay? Procedures, methods, and systems utilized by the government to determine whether they can be made more efficient and effective. All right, so I was bugging out because I was like, that is a big responsibility, right? So these people have to watch the government, and then they have to make sure that all the procedures are just running smooth and efficient, which is super hard, right? But then check this out. So when you scroll down, right, you scroll down because it shows you the organization, it shows you the qualifications, it shows you what a juror cannot, it shows you what the desirable qualities are. Look at that. Good health. Yay. Open-mindedness. Yay. That's funny, right? You got a selection process, right? Then you have a commitment, right? Look at the commitment time for this one, right? So a citizen, why is it always highlighting everything, right? So the citizen, right? Look at how long you got to go from July 1st through June 30th, right? That's almost a year, right? Then you got to do 6 hours. You have to serve a minimum of 6 hours per day, right? 4 days per week, right? So 4 days per week, 6 hours per day for almost a year, right? Almost a year. Okay. So check this out, right? Look at what they get, right? This is what grand jurors are paid per diem based on actual days worked. Currently, $25 per day, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking, so you get $25 a day, right? You're working 4 days a week, 6 hours per day, and you're only getting $25, right? Plus parking, plus free parking and mileage, right? So I'm like, wow, okay, so what kind of people are going to be doing this type of service right here, right? Because that's a big responsibility, remember? Because the purpose, it reviews and evaluates procedures, methods, and systems utilized by the government to determine whether they can be made more efficient and effective, right? All of that for $25 a day. Whoa, man. Okay, so here we go. Let's keep it moving, right? The grand jury department goals, right? Check it out. The goal of the San Diego grand jury is to serve as a sentinel, right? They are the sentinel, right? A group of impartial citizens that can review the methods and operations of the County of San Diego and its 18 incorporated areas to determine whether they can be made more efficient, effective, and responsive to the needs of the community, right? The jurisdiction also includes the school districts, the joint power authorities, and certain nonprofit corporations operated and established by local government within San Diego. Okay, look at that, right? You have to do all of that for 25, look at this, for $25, right? So all of that for 20, oh, there's the history. The history is pretty cool too, right? But if you look at that and you say, okay, all of that responsibility, right? Currently, 25 per day, right? I'm starting to see a problem here, right? That is a problem, right? Because a lot of people have to work, right? And then to say, okay, we're gonna take time off for almost a year for $25 a day, plus free parking, to serve this huge responsibility, right? That is a massive responsibility. Okay, so you got the goals, and then look at the members, right? So I'm looking at the members and I'm saying, look at what you got: retired, 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 retired. So it sounds like this is the job for retired people, right? So you got a job that you can do for the retired people so they can go and do all the evaluations and things like that. But I don't know, man. I don't know. This is just making me think, right? Because, check out their reports, right? So I was looking at their reports because I wanted to see, for the responsibilities that they have to do, because they have to make sure that the government is running efficiently, right? The policies and the procedures are flowing smooth, right? But then I was looking at this and I saw COVID-19 testing in San Diego County jails, individual rights versus public health and safety. So I was like, yo, let's click on this one, right? And then what did it say? Okay. So look at what it was saying, right? The 2021-2022 San Diego County Grand Jury examined the SARS-CoV-2 COVID-19 testing policy of the San Diego County Sheriff's Department, right, as applied to arrestees who are being booked into the detention facilities, right? So these people are arresting people, right? So they're stopping the people and then they're taking them to a detention facility. And then the grand jury found that the procedures regarding testing of arrestees, which are the people, right? So they're arresting the people, right? That's what's happening right here. So they're arresting the people, but they're saying the testing of arrestees to be inconsistent with the public welfare. We got a problem. That's a big problem right there. Failure to require testing of all arrestees at intake for the COVID-19 virus increases the risk of infection to staff, other arrestees, and the general public. Man, you see, this is a problem. That is a problem right there, right? Because you cannot go into someone's body and you cannot test them, right? Because you feel that, it's a public health type of thing right there, man. So if you're stopping someone, first you gotta, let the people know why you're stopping them. Why are you stopping them? Why are you arresting people? What laws are they breaking? That's a whole nother story right there, right? But I'm just checking this stuff out right here, man. The reports, right? And then the human trafficking right here, that's a big deal, right? But then they were focused on the critical areas is that, shelter beds. They got to say safe haven for both children and adult victims seeking to escape from their traffickers, right? So they were looking for beds, right? And then they were trying to enforce a California Senate bill. Mandates that certain businesses conspicuously post informational signs with phone numbers that a victim can call for help and receive services, right? So this is a sign bit right here, which means that they're making the businesses put up the signs, right? That is a money thing, right? And then this one right here, the testing bit right here, that is also a money thing right here, right? So they were getting money for doing all the tests, right? And then right here, they're getting money for putting all these signs for the human trafficking, right? So this right here for the grand jury who has to make sure that, the operations of governmental programs of the county and cities and districts are running super efficient, right? And then they're focusing on money things, right? Let's test the people that we're stopping and making sure that they don't have the COVID-19, which everybody sort of kind of has the coronavirus because it's just a common cold, right? But then check this out right here. So here's the federal rules of criminal procedures right here. And then you scroll down and then you see the grand jury, the indictment, and the information, right? So you can see Rule 6 right there. It says the grand jury, right? So then when you go to Rule 6, right, this will let you know what all the information is about, the grand jury and blah, 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 right? So this is a lot of information because the grand jury has a huge responsibility, right? Because they're supposed to be 19 citizens who are charged and sworn to investigate county matters of a civil concern, right? So they're supposed to look out for the people, right? Because their goals are to be the sentinel for the people, right? And then they have to be impartial citizens, but they're doing that all for the low cost of $25 a day, man. So I don't know, man. We're going to have to do some stuff. We're going to have to educate a lot of people on how this grand jury operates. And then we might have to run some games, to say okay, let's pretend that we're a grand jury and let's do some investigation and blah, blah, blah. Right. So you can do these things and you can play these games and you can run them out. So that way, when you get in these scenarios, you can be super efficient with what it is that you have to do. Right. Because if you have to go through all of these codes and statutes, right, and mandates and all of their policies and procedures that they just keep writing up because you got, look at that, you got attorneys, right? You got a retired attorney because that the attorneys were the ones that were setting up a lot of these codes and statutes to make them so thick so then that way they would just confuse the people, right? So now you just got to dial this stuff in, man. And then, maybe we need to stop with the retired folks, man, because the retired folks, who knows, they might be falling asleep in there. I don't know. I'm just guessing, right? But that does sound like, the grand jury does sound like a fun job. It sounds like a fun job because you get to be the sentinel, right? And everybody wants to be the sentinel, man. Well, that's it. That's my bit on the grand jury, man. So I'm going to keep studying this one because, this is a huge responsibility. I'll see you guys in the future. Remember, nobody's having more fun than us. Bye.